have 13 grandchildren and they can't play in this yard.
Well, her yard is useless because every time it rains, mud flows down this embankment, filling it with muck. She blames Caltrans and tells Team 10 that their freeway improvements turned her backyard into a disaster area.
And Team 10 investigator Allison Ash is here with the woman's vow to keep on fighting this thing.
Yeah, she's already won a small victory against Caltrans in small claims court, but says that $10,000 doesn't even come close to covering the damage that she says continues to eat away at her property. And she's afraid predictions of El Nino could make matters a whole lot worse.
We did not do this. We did not create this.
Instead of flipping through photo albums of her grandchildren, Joan Werner looks at this notebook. She's been adding to it for years, keeping every picture, every document, date, and person she's spoken to about the mud in her backyard.
I'm 77. I was out here yesterday and I was digging trenches.
Those trenches dug to hold these rolls of straw. They're Werner's latest line of defense, along with sandbags and concrete blocks. They're all part of her fight to stop the river of mud that flows into her yard every time it rains. The most recent storm, the first week of November, left less than an inch of rain, while most of our yards dried out in a day.
It's awful.
Werner's yard was still wet.
We got to get out of here where it's not so muddy.
Almost a week later.
If there is such a thing. Pool filter has been running nonstop for 6 days to get the stuff out of my pool.
Werner blames Caltrans and its improvements along the 54 freeway that runs right behind her house.
Not only the noise, but now the water. And
she claims every time they do something, they redirect the runoff.
It comes in from my northeast corner. It comes down my fence line.
For 7 years, she's been demanding Caltrans fix it. In 2012, they cemented a drainage ditch along her back property line near the freeway. She says it wasn't enough. An engineer she hired told her the ditch should have been longer.
We even said, if you give us permission to go up there, we'll extend the ditch ourselves. We'll dig it, we'll extend it, and we'll stop the water.
There's a concrete lined ditch that follows the natural water course.
Caltrans local spokesperson told us the agency is at a loss over what Werner wants them to do.
Everything we've done and everything that we've gone out there and verified proves that we were getting that water away from those property lines.
Edward Cartagena says after studying the hydrology and the topography of both the freeway and Werner's yard, the conclusion at Caltrans is the water in her yard is her problem.
We consider this matter to be completed.
But it's not over for this determined grandmother.
I just get frustrated because it's like they're too big and I'm too small.
Do you ever just want to give up and move?
I'm not giving up. I'm not leaving this mess to my kids.
And she tells me that yesterday she had her grandchildren digging a trench to try to sidetrack some of the mud before El Nino hits. I asked her about flood insurance, but she said at this point there's no way any insurance would cover her. So she says her fight continues.
And she's got a big fight ahead. We saw in some of the aerial pictures neighbors' homes. Are they having some of the same issues?
They're having some of the same issues, but they are not the squeaky wheel. They're not being quite as vocal as she is. One neighbor, though, over the past weekend was seen up on the hillside putting up big sheets of vinyl, hoping that they could block some of the mud flow when the rains come.
Her backyard just looks unlivable.
Yeah.
That's too bad.
Muddy mess.
Yeah, thank you.